We got to get Danny in here.
Danny?
I see you letting the head roll a little.
A little bit. What do you think?
That's all right.
What'd you do during
It's like Boss's awful Jew hair.
It's not bad.
I worked, Aunt.
You worked?
Yeah, these guys worked.
Vacation?
These guys worked for free while we enjoyed the...
Damn, you didn't go on a cruise?
The 2-week vacation.
Nope. I came here a couple of days. I was helping Ziggy out with the store.
Dude, I'm walking the beach, trying to, figure out if I should start smoking pot again. I'm searching out the Coconut Man every day.
I'm dining with the captain.
And these guys working for free.
Working for free.
Back in New York.
The O&A slaves. Very good. Well, there was a controversy.
Yes, Danny. What happened?
The FBI was almost involved?
Pretty much.
Apparently. You guys know Mars, the engineer here. He wanted to tell me a story. He said it was pretty funny, so he was telling me that somebody had moved a box that was in here into the room in the back. And it was apparently...
It was one of our... It was, into one of our offices that we don't use.
All right.
One of the offices that we demanded from XM. We demanded that they build all these offices.
Well, we have an office, but me and Opie needed another office.
That's right.
So we demanded we have an office with just 2 desks in it for us to get away from the riffraff.
Yeah. And, if you listen to this program, we make it sound like there's no one else in this facility. It's all about Anthony and I, and Jim Norton, of course. And... they had to make a lot of space for the Opie and Anthony show here in New York, and it was a small space to begin with, and that wasn't good enough for us. We're like, no, we need to take over the entire conference room. We need the whole kitchen area as our private offices. We need build, or we're not coming.
Right.
So then the rest of the gang had to be shoved into tiny little cubicles. Their space that was small to begin with got smaller.
Now the area where the coffee machine and everything was, now it takes up like a 2-foot spot on a shelf. Pretty much their lunchroom.
So they build these really nice offices so Aunt and I could get away. We haven't used them once.
Yeah.
So I guess a box from the studio was moved into one of these offices.
You got it. Mm-hmm. And Mars was kind of curious of what was in the box because it was kind of bulging on the sides.
What's in the box? Tell me what's in the box.
In the box.
Don't we have that somewhere?
No, I think you
think
have
so.
it somewhere.
Yeah, we should get it, though.
No, we had it. I played it once. All right, go ahead.
So Mars opens the box, and sure enough, inside is the Pickled Punk.
Oh, the Pickled Punk.
No.
Where do we get that from?
Andrew Gore.
Andrew Gore.
And I openly admitted that it has brought me bad luck for the 2.5 years that he gave it to me. He gave it to me like 2.5 years ago, and there's been some weird things that have happened in my life.
The Greg Brady tiki.
And I'm
Did
thinking,
you wear it around your neck?
And I was thinking it was in my closet in my New York apartment. I'm thinking, who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe it would be smart to just give it back to the guy. And maybe it will help my luck. Maybe.
It is taboo.
Maybe it'll help my luck.
Taboo.
So I brought it back in here because he was supposed to be in New York to...
Does everyone know what a Pickled Punk is? I don't know if all our listeners know. It's an old circus term.
It's it's from the old sideshows. You would pay your $1 or back then, what was it, a quarter or a nickel? It was like a nickel or something.
Yeah, a nickel, and you'd go in and see these. They're deformed fetuses. Maybe spontaneous miscarriage or something like that. Or what? Did they have abortions back then?
Who knows?
How did they get these things?
They give them cute names and stuff.
2-headed. Yeah, they'll have 2 heads or 3 legs, or they'll just be so deformed they'll look like Lizard Baby or something.
Yeah, the Lion Head Boy, things like that.
Yeah, Lion Head Boy. And it's really disgusting. So Andrew gave one to Opie.
Because I had a fascination about it.
Had a fascination with it and was asking for one and got one.
And in Andrew's old crib, and thank God he finally moved.
Yeah.
So if the FBI wants to question me, I have no idea where he lives now. He had a display in this old joint that was just unbelievable.
Yeah.
We've talked about the Siamese babies with the diapers on them.
Yeah, little diapers on them.
In a fish tank. And these things were so old, they had like really, really old locks on them and stuff. From the original owners and stuff. These things have been passed down, generations.
Yeah, Pickled Punk. Very funny name for dead fetus.
Yeah. So he finally gave me one as a little present.
Little Pickled Peterson.
Well, that's where this gets interesting, by the way.
Oh, Jesus. So you found it was bringing you bad luck. As you had it hanging around your neck when you went surfing.
No, I thought it couldn't hurt to bring it back and give it back to the owner.
Take it back
So it's been just kind of laying
Mr.
around.
Hanalei give you directions to the cave?
Right.
And then what happened with Tiki? Your TV dad took it and wore it around his waist, and, and then
Well, I had a discussion. With Vincent Price, and
Yeah, Vincent Price.
he was in that episode.
We all went to a luau.
I do nothing wrong. Remember that?
Do nothing wrong.
So,
It is taboo.
so we brought it. I brought it back in,
Yeah.
and it ended up in a box because no one really wanted to look at it. And then, this place is kind of cluttered, and it was just forgotten about.
Yeah, I definitely did not want to look at that thing anymore.
So the box was moved to this office that Anthony and I don't use.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happened? Sorry, Danny. Getting back to you finally.
That's all right. So Mars opens it up, sees that it's indeed a fetus in a jar, and doesn't remember that you had brought this in and spoke about it on the air.
It's in a jarro.
So he proceeds to freak out and grabs Poe and brings him in to ask him
Poe
if
wrestled it to the
it's
ground.
real, if it's fake. They're freaking out. Poe wants to call the police. And,
Oh, my God.
No. So Mars finds us in the back office because he had to go get something, and he looks into the box, and there's the pickled punk. And
Did they ever hear us talking about this thing?
that's why I'm surprised. And then
Jesus.
so then Master Poe got involved, and then Bruce, who runs the New York facility, got involved, and they're all just staring at it.
Master Poe put a little ghee on it, taught it a few kicks.
So then what happened there, Danny?
well, apparently some calls were made down to Washington.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh boy, here we go again.
That's all Washington needs now with phone calls. Oh, what's the problem? Equipment thing? No, there seems to be a fetus here. In
in a jar, in a mayonnaise jar.
God.
Looks like it might have been born this week. Great.
Oh, boy.
And no one could figure out if it was real or fake. And Mars decided that he just had to find out for himself.
No way.
Yep.
Are you kidding?
Put on a glove, cracked it open, and started poking it.
Why would you open that? That hasn't been opened in decades.
Yeah, and yeah.
Probably 90 years.
If you look at it, it looks like it's plastic.
Yeah.
So
he poked it and realized it is real.
Indeed, it was. Well, he was telling me that the night before he was in
What does
bed
it feel like?
and he couldn't fall asleep.
Oh my God! I might puke.
Oh.
Holy, it just hit me.
Oh, what did it feel like?
Oh my God! Oh.
Like a raw chicken leg.
Dude, look at my
Where
arm.
it kind of skin moves around a little on the bone.
Yeah.
it takes a lot to get me skeeved. I just like, wow. That was the beginnings of a puke.
That is really
He was telling me
bad.
the night before he was just thinking about whether it was fake or not, and he just could not fall asleep. And he was just saying to himself, "All right, tomorrow I'm just going to go in. I'm just going to have to. I got to touch it. I just
You
have
will
to touch
be
it."
molested. You will be molested.
He had to touch it.
Yeah.
So
that's
he's
what he was
poking
saying.
at it?
Yeah, if we want, I guess we could ask him what it felt like if you guys want to know.
Ew. What does a pickled punk feel like?
I just like the way Danny tried to direct the show. I kind of like that.
Yeah. Why don't
Guys,
we
if
get
you
him
want
in
it,
here?
Are you kidding me?
Guys, get him in here
You
and
bring him right in. It's a good point, young
with
man.
all the other interns laughing.
Oh, he hasn't.
They revel in others' failure.
He hasn't seen Ben in 3 hours. He figured, what the hell? I'll give it a shot.
I like the fact that young Danny and his new Carmine Ragusa hair. So what'd you do when you found the pickle punk? Did you slide on the floor and sing "Rags to Riches"? Wow.
Mars is in the studio.
How you doing?
So, are you on?
I don't know. I hear myself.
Talk again, Mars.
Hello, hello.
Yeah, he's on. He's on.
They're a little low.
Little
I
lower
want to
than I
adjust
can
that
hear.
mic.
Okay.
No, not your headphone volume,
I know,
silly. So what happened? You found the pickled punk in the back office?
Yeah. And the thing was that I didn't know how I got there. I never heard
you
that
never
part of
heard
the
us
show.
talking about the pickled punk on the
Unfortunately.
show. And
Unfortunately, did not. So my concern was that someone dropped it off maliciously because maybe we're making jokes of Lacey Peterson and her son, little
So
Connors.
someone dropped off the pickled punk. I'm wondering how long it took the pickled punk to fill out all the paperwork.
and Poe taking pictures of it.
It actually started when it was in the guy's balls. It went through the whole pregnancy and the abortion and the formaldehyde. You forgot to sign here, little thing.
And what kind of ID did the pickled punk
Yeah.
actually have for Poe?
I need a photo ID. Gentlemen. Yeah.
All right, so?
So after that, the first thing I did, of course, was pull Paul over, and he was like, "Oh, I don't know if that's real," and I kept saying that it is real, and then I spoke to Bruce as well, and
You found out it was real by poking it.
well, actually, you can tell it's real. I've seen one of those in Germany when I was in Germany.
Really?
And and it looks very real.
But you still had to poke it.
Ultimately, to actually really find out if it was real.
Well,
actually,
what part of the body did you poke?
The head.
Oh, of course.
The head.
That's good.
That's
did it go
good.
back into the left?
Jesus, you're poking the head of a fetus. That's real smart.
Well, I had to find out. Again, like I said, I had no knowledge that it was here before, so I thought it was a malicious act. So I noticed that it was very, very detailed. Saw the genitals. It's a little girl.
Ooh.
Yep.
So why did you take it out of the jar?
No, I did not. I moved the jar around.
You wanted to see its genitals. That's why you touched it.
Oh,
you didn't poke the head. You opened the legs.
Sicko.
Has a little tiny anus.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, keep talking.
All the details of that. Sure, why not?
I love this story.
So,
So was it preserved in Jesus juice?
actually, I was trying to smell
I never touched that fetus.
the formaldehyde, but it's not too much of a strong smell. Formaldehyde is
shots?
more of an alcohol-based.
Imagine that.
But you lost sleep the night before you decided to molest this thing?
Well, the thing was that some of my higher-ups thought that everybody wanted me to believe that it was fake, and I was determined to prove that it was real.
Oh, it's real.
Yeah,
Scalpel?
it's real. It's absolutely real.
You should take a bite out of it. You sink your teeth into like halfway through the head and just bite through the ears and the bridge of the nose, and you chew it.
Oh, my God, stop.
You know the stench that would come off of that into your mouth and your molars?
Cook it up like hot wings.
No, you just eat it raw.
Just
See it
take
look
a
up at
bite.
you.
She wasn't aborted
It
because
would come. You know what it would come apart like? I don't know how many people will get this reference, but remember when Damone went to visit his pal there, Rat, in the restaurant when he was on the date, and he bit into that thing at the table. He goes, "Hey, Rat, how you doing? Yeah, I come here all the time." And he bit that thing, and it kind of popped, and water shot out of it.
Oh, my God.
Hey, you forgot your wallet. You forgot your abortion over my.
Well, Dr. Mars said that the tiny anus appeared to be of normal size and consistency, and he's saying that it wasn't aborted. How did you know it wasn't aborted?
Well, I think it's not aborted because you will see bruise on the fetus if it was aborted. And there are no bruises on the fetus.
Except for the finger marks you put in its head.
Now it probably has bruises.
But isn't it gray?
No, it's
whitish.
It's white.
The whitish, so it doesn't really have any pigment on it.
It's well preserved. It's it's disgusting.
Ugh, sandwich.
So then what happened? What did you guys decide to do?
So ultimately, what happened was
Let's drop it out the 5th floor window.
Splat.
we spoke
Along
to
with our
DC.
careers. Splat.
We spoke to DC, and they wanted to ask one of you guys, but you guys were on vacation. We didn't
Of course we
weren't bother
We're
you.
busy
with
on a
that.
cruise ship.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be bothered with dead fetus questions.
So when I come in on Monday, the first person that I see is Steve, and I says, "Hey, Steve, by the way, there was a box in the back," and he says, "Oh yeah, the fetus."
Oh,
And I was like, "Oh, you know about it?" And he said, "Yeah, it's been with us all this time." And he explained the story to me about Andy Gore and all that good stuff.
What happened to the fetus?
It is still in Opie's office.
oh, it is.
Yeah,
Why don't you give it back? That's just creepy.
Get that thing
I've been
out
trying,
of here.
but
Get that goddamn thing out of here. Give it a proper burial.
they won't let
Take
me.
it out on a boat off of Modesto and drop it in the water.
They won't let me travel with it or anything.
So why? Because you got to pay for another ticket?
So
He's afraid it will break in his bag. You pull out a duffel bag, the fetus is stuck to the back of one of your books.
Oh, God.
See, one of its little feet has fallen off.
It's got the iPod headphones on.
That'd make a great commercial. All right, well, thanks.
You're welcome.
Mars.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Thanks, Danny.
Poking. Poked his head. The whole head's a soft spot, isn't it? On something that
Why?
that old.
Oh, you did not come
Wow.
back. He's
Totally
been doing
got
it.
him.
He's been doing that to you for 6 months.
Walking back. I'm going to poke him in the head.